Hello, my name is Dr. Nicola Dehlinger. I am a naturopathic doctor in Durango, Colorado, and I am applying for the new and exciting direction that NICABM is going, or I suppose the new company that NICABM is growing into, which is really, really exciting. So some of the ideas that I have for hosting my own webinar series or regular series would include, for me, what is top of mind is certainly this idea of healing the healer, and really marketing to practitioners of all varieties around what it is that gets us stuck, what it is that gets us burnt out, what it is that gets us overextended, and really work with tools and a bunch of different modalities and perspectives to really invite in this idea of self-care so that we as providers can actually stay in healthcare not only longer and do what we do so well for so many who are in need, but also do that with more grace and ease and much less stress burden on our own systems. And I feel like if providers have an opportunity to start unwinding their own belief patterns, the wounded healer, and all of these paradigms and archetypes that we bring with us as healers at any age, let alone the modern age, really maybe coming to understand that this is the key, that we as practitioners, the more presenced and centered we become, the more easily we can facilitate our client or patient's healing, simply because the deeper I go into presence, then the more I am able to simply witness the healing unfold. And so I feel like not only would this be a huge service to any provider, because as a provider, I know I've had to invest in myself quite a bit more than I ever would have imagined, but it would also really serve every single client and patient that each of us touches, because we're coming into the office or into the place that we practice with so much more vitality and presence and mindfulness. So that would be my number one exciting passion, would be to create a series for healing the healer. Another idea that I have is this idea of creating a healthy sexuality course, which would be more focused for the layperson, but I actually think that that could be grown into a conversation to have with providers as well, around how as a provider to integrate talking about sexuality into our office visits, regardless again of modality that we practice. But this course, I would really want to focus on sensuality and intimacy, partially from connecting with ourselves, partially from connecting with our partner, and really having an open and honest conversation about sexuality, sexual health, what's a turn on for each individual, and just create so much more space to talk about sex and sexuality in a really safe container. So that would be my next most exciting thing to collaborate with NICABM on. And some other ideas that I have include doing a reality-based stress management program. Most of the people that I talk to who are interested in stress management feel like they're too stressed to even go there. And so I created this program for my community here locally in Durango, and I feel like there's a ton of potential in this program, but about reality-based stress management. And what I mean by that is doing different techniques or offering different approaches to really taking care of ourselves in a different way and with more, what's the word for it? With more intention and more reality, like long-term base. So rather than saying I'm going to go to yoga 3 times a week no matter what, which is wonderful for people that are getting started with stress management, that's not usually a good place to start. And the other aspect I'd like to bring into that program would be talking about the whys of what's going on physiologically. And as a physician, I feel like I'm in a really good place to walk people through the physiology of stress, what actually happens in your body, the relationship between chronic stress and inflammation, all sorts of different pieces. Because what I found in my own work is that when people understand why they need to make these changes or what's actually happening in their body when they persist in habits that don't serve them, then that can be the motivator to change, because we all know what's good and bad for us at this point. We know what we should or shouldn't be doing, more or less of, but that shaming, guilty kind of approach to making lifestyle changes I found to be relatively ineffective. But when you give people more what I would call neutral evidence around, like, this is simply what's happening in your body when you get stressed out, then there's all of a sudden this light and potential of real change. The last one that I would offer to you all is this idea of just having a series around connecting with you. And that is for each person to connect more deeply with themselves. And again, this would be one that we target more at a layperson and really kind of explore a variety of ways to get more in touch with what lights you up and why and what that can create from just simply connecting in with self, and bringing on a variety of guest speakers to talk about the importance of self-love and self-connection, and why we might want to do this and kind of reclaim the word self-centered rather than, and let go of the word and the judgments around the idea of being selfish. So again, my name is Dr. Nicola Dehlinger. I would welcome the opportunity to speak with you more about any of these ideas. And like I said, the Heal the Healer program is the one that I have the most juice about, and then having a healthy sexuality conversation would be amazing as well. But honestly, any opportunity to get to work with you and whatever I can offer as a naturopathic doctor with a focus in mind-body medicine, I feel like I've got a broad spectrum of talent, skills, and resources that I pull from. I would love the opportunity to collaborate and brainstorm and create something really, really spectacular. Okay, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.